Hello everyone and welcome to Unicorn Light Tarot. We sincerely hope from Unicorn Light Tarot that you're having an amazing day whenever you click on this. If you are brand new, welcome. If you are returning, obviously welcome too. Today we're going to do something really fun because it is Valentine's Day. This is a timeless reading. You can get at this reading whenever you feel like you need a little spice, a little fun in your life, and to get some extra information. It is a heartbreaker reading. What makes you so attractive? And as always, if you've been with me before, you know that we have the healing candle. You're welcome to look into the flame and release what no longer serves. There's magic oil on there for abundance and love, clearing and healing whatever it is that you need. But we will be using, on each of our piles today, we will be using our pendulum. And as you can see, we have a few different options for you. Well, depending on where the pendulum decides to end up. We have You're Perfect, Let Your Wild Side Out, Need a Date, Treat Yourself, Red Hot, and 100% Sexy. So we've got a little extra information for you to take with you, as it were. So for the first pile here, we have some tarot and oracle for your heartbreaker reading. What makes you so attractive? We have the clear quartz. Then for your second pile, we have turquoise here. And for the third pile, we have tiger's eye. So, as always, take as much time as you need. No pressure. Feel free to pause the video for any length of time. The more aligned you are with the reading and taking some time for yourself, the more these readings will resonate. But this reading is to have fun too. So let's go ahead and move pile 2 and pile 3 out of the way here. So if you chose pile 1 and the clear quartz, then this is your heartbreaker reading. Let's move these a little aside here. What makes you so attractive? But before we do that, let's get some extra info for you. So the pendulum, let's move that round and see where you're at. Oh, you are 100% sexy. Pile 1, 100% sexy. That's amazing. Couldn't ask for a better way to start the reading, right? How to use that sexiness. Okay, so actually we were going to start with, well, we're going to put them all out there. So we have protection for you, number 20. This is the Ganesha oracle. And we have the I don't even know how to say this. The choreograph. I'm actually going to read that one for you. I just got this oracle deck. So the 6 of Wands here for you. And the Ace of Summer. Open your heart to love, the beginning of an intimate relationship or the rebirth of a current one. The awakening of psychic gifts or spiritual epiphanies. So red hot, I mean, you're sexy, 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 100% sexy and love. So obviously, pile 1, what people find attractive about you is that you know how to get to love, what love is all about. You don't always necessarily practice self-love. But this is something that you've obviously been working on, pile 1. This is, excuse me, absolutely amazing. You're absolutely worth it. We want to remind you too, you're absolutely ready to go out there and get the love and attract the love that you deserve. If you're already in a committed relationship, you're ready to take that relationship to the next level. So this is definitely a love reading for you and getting your confidence back too. Whereas before, you know, you definitely have this sort of playful, beautiful energy to you. No one can deny that, absolutely not. But it's, there is always an essence of you that you kept a little bit hidden, but you're absolutely ready to move forward and to lay, as we say, the past to rest and not really worry about what happened before. You are absolutely ready to move forward into a new relationship where you can take it to the next level, where you can have a level of intimacy that you will not just enjoy, but you will cherish. This is the time for you to really understand that everything that you are and everything that you've been through, you totally, completely understand and have integrated. There's nothing more for you to learn to go out there and to attract the right person. You may have held yourself back just a little bit, which is totally understandable. So you can really understand who it is that you are, because in many relationships you've been the caretaker or you've been the giver. You give until you have nothing left. You're absolutely ready to put your energy out there. Sometimes, for some of you, you haven't always trusted where your energy is going insofar as what you're attracting, because you have such a caretaker energy. You really have this sort of neon light sort of above your heart. And people have come in sometimes with the best intentions, but have fallen short. And sometimes they haven't come in with the best intentions. So you had a little bit of protection going on. But now you realize your self-worth. And also for most of you, you're just done. You're done wasting time. You're done putting your energy where it's not needed. You're done putting your energy out there where there's no return coming back in. You've really, really learned that. Absolutely. And it's, unfortunately for you, you really had to work with that a lot, because the energy that you put out there many times, you almost never got it back 100% the way that you put it out there. Now, we always say that you don't give to receive, but we don't necessarily give to receive in those circumstances. But when you're always giving and you're not getting anything back at all, like if you hand somebody over and give somebody a $20 bill, and this has happened to me many times, you help somebody out, and you don't expect it back from that person, but the universe does shower you back in other ways. So there is a return, and you don't do it to get the return, but you do it to be a good person. You do it because you know you can help, and you know that you're not going to be rewarded for it, but you know that you're not going to be out of pocket. You know that in some way it'll come back to you, sometimes in really unexpected ways when you truly, absolutely need it. And you weren't banking on something coming in. But this is for you, this has not always happened for you. Just give until you're at the point of depletion. And when you're at the point of depletion, you're not in a position to attract anymore. But this is something that you've come in and out of. You've tracked everything that's gone on with you. You've gone back to every situation. You think. You always think power one, which is absolutely wonderful, because what you do is you go in, you tear everything apart and put it back together. And this is what you've done. You've absolutely gone in and made all of these not assumptions, but you've made all of these connections. They say that when you I can't remember what lore this is from, but you are attached to people by a red cord. It doesn't matter where they live across the world. It could be completely across the world, but you're attached by that red cord, and when it's time, that cord gets pulled and it gets taut, and you get to meet these people. So you've gone back and you've seen all of these cords throughout your life, and you've gone back and you've pulled all those cords together, and you now understand how it all works. You've got that inner network, that inner commitment to you. A lot of you may have gone in sort of your own shell and decided not to date for a while, and decided to have some time for yourself to really make sure that your needs come first. So this is part of the healing process of pulling everything together, making it all taut. Oh, that's why that happened. That's why that happened. And now you're absolutely ready to put yourself out there, and also to be able to see yourself through somebody else's eyes, where the other person actually sees your beauty. Very often you've been put into situations, and this is not just romantic situations, but even work situations and general situations. A lot of times you've been in situations where people are looking at you for what they can get from you, because you are so giving and you are so open and you are so amazing. And this is what makes you attractive. All of these things things make you attractive. You have this great heart, this beautiful heart. You'll give anything to anyone. You have this open heart where you trust that people are telling you the truth. You don't always call them on it, even when they're not. You give them the space to be themselves. People are very comfortable around you, and you'll do everything you can to help. This is the most attractive thing about you, but it's been taken to one step too far, where people have come in, maybe taken advantage. So you've had to pull back and figure that out. So for you, it was really important to be able to see yourself as the 100% sexy, as this beautiful, attractive, open-hearted, gorgeous person, giving space to people to be exactly who they are, which is relatively rare in this world, as a reminder, pile one. And be able to see that through other people's eyes, whereas the people that were around you may have wanted to see you through the eyes of what they could get from you and this, that, and the other. So you had to do that yourself. You had to pull yourself back. You had to see the beauty through your own eyes. Now you're grounded. You're rooted into the ground about what you deserve. You will take nothing less. And for those of you, and this may be just for a couple of you, but for those of you who feel as though they're ready to get out there, but they also really enjoy being on their own, and you've really loved being out there, and this time that you've had with yourself to reacquaint with yourself and to love yourself again. This process has been, in many ways at the beginning, an arduous one, but it's also been an incredibly healing one. And now if you go, oh, I don't know if there's any room in my life for somebody else. I love being alone. I love doing this. I do feel like I'm ready. This is resonating, but at the same time, I don't really need anyone. It's totally understandable. You don't really need anyone, but obviously love is there. Obviously it's there for the taking. And do trust that the person that you are ready to attract now into your life is the sort of person that loves hyper independence too, is sort of a loner, will do their own thing, give you space, but also take you to the next level of love. We can give ourselves love as much as we want, and that is absolutely wonderful, credible, beautiful stuff. But really, we're out there to give and receive. So this is your time for putting yourself out there to receive that love that you give out into the world. And it's really important for you to have that mirror, because you've given out so much love. You know, the universe wants you to see it come back in the way that you've given it out to a worthy partner. So we can assure you right now that all of your energy that you've been working on, everything that you're putting out there right now, you're attracting the right kind of suitor. So we have love coming in, opening your heart to love. Now you are ready to open your heart to love. And again, we've given you the tools here, or the understanding that, you know, even if, you don't feel as though you really need it in your life, still be open to it, because that is the perfect time. Many people meet their significant other, including me, when you've decided you don't need to meet somebody, when you're perfectly fine on your own. I actually said to the universe, many, many years ago, I trained as a medium. I was already doing it, but I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to drive me crazy. So it was, and I really needed to take that course. And I said to the universe, I don't need to meet anybody. This time is for me. Ha ha ha. 2 weeks later, I meet my husband. But, it's perfectly fine for you to say, I don't need anybody, because you don't. You really don't. You're at that firm foundation, pile one. But please remain open to whatever it is that can happen, because you're at this point now of these new beginnings where you can be open to anything and anyone that you absolutely want to bring into your life. So we want to make sure that you're doing that. And that also, all that self-reflection that you've done, we want you to see that proper payoff of seeing that beauty. There's nothing more tantalizing and gorgeous than seeing your sexy self through somebody else's eyes who absolutely adores you. Now, I know people say it's not good for people to put you on a pedestal, but I say it's all right a little bit, as long as it's realistic and you're not going to fall off that pedestal. But usually the people that are with you are going to put you on a little bit of a pedestal. And pile one, you deserve that. We want you on that pedestal just a little bit. And don't worry about falling from that pedestal. You won't be able to fall from that pedestal with this person coming into your life. So I did promise you, I've just gotten this Cosmic Dancer oracle. So I want to read for you number 12, because I feel as though there's some extra information there for you. Choreograph. Bring your full attention to the situation at hand and meticulous plan your every move. Make a map, set a course, and steer yourself in the direction of your desires. You are a creative alchemist of divine destiny, and the time is right to build precise, solid structures that will amplify your talents, capabilities, and opportunities in this world. That's pretty much what we already said. You're absolutely exactly where you need to be. You built this firm foundation, and from there, and part of that firm foundation, all the way through your core is knowing exactly who you are and your self-worth. And from there, you can beam like a lighthouse. Put out your light, pull in those rays of and we said that too, not just love, but new opportunities, brand new beginnings, and very much on your own terms. Now, the planning meticulously, this is, for most of you, this is what you would do anyway. So we would say it's great to plan meticulously, but also leave yourself open. Sometimes you would plan meticulously in the past because it was your a way to sort of protect yourself and to govern the circumstances, an element of control there. And that's what you needed to do. And we want to say that that was a wonderful thing for you to do before. But now planning is great. Having an idea, a clear aspect of, which direction you want to go in is absolutely wonderful. But we want you to leave it open, knowing that you have the protection because you've got the core will right here. And just have a clear intent, but also leave it open for you too. If you find yourself planning too much like you did before, where you're over planning and your alignment is moving more into control, pull yourself back, get back into your trust, know that everything's going to be okay, because your core root now is you brought everything in. You absolutely know who you are. You know that you are absolutely worth the world here. And the most important thing is that you have really worked on the self-love, is that knowing that you deserve a good outcome. You've had meticulous planning, and then you've had mixed outcomes before in every area of your life, in every aspect of your life. So right now it's really exciting, because what's happening is that you can put yourself out there and know that with this core intent that you have and all this beautiful energy radiating, you're in a position right now to really pull in absolutely everyone and everything that you possibly want with the best intentions, knowing that everything is going to work out to your advantage. Now, you may not know exactly what that looks like, but that's okay. The protection is there. Whereas before, your energy was, you had a lot of willpower, you had a lot of action, you got a lot of fire. No one's taking that away from you, absolutely not. But sometimes that core of, I don't know how this is going to work out, I hope it'll be okay, or not believing completely 100% in your self-worth sent a little bit of scattered energy to the wind. Sometimes you got mixed results. Remember, the core energy is there. You now know that you're 100% sexy. Allow in the universe to prove to you that you're 100% sexy. And that's another thing that we can say too. The way in which you work with the universe will be and can be completely different now, and really, really exciting. You can say, all right, universe, what have you got for me today? This is what I want. And you can say, what do I need to do? Instead of like really working in this sort of free tandem energy with the universe, you can really step up and say, I'm ready for this level now. Let's not work with this lower level, right? We've already done that. I've cleared all of that now. Let's step it up. What have you really got for me? What is for my highest agency? What is the best for me, for the world? What is it that I need to do to step into my full power? And you have absolutely got this. So the Ace of Summer, we are moving into, so as you come into, I want to say we're coming into spring. Maybe that's a little bit of wishful thinking, but I'm already, believing that, we're coming out of the winter energy, moving into spring energy. There's a bounce in the air. There's a movement. Even though this is a timeless reading, obviously there's global stuff going on. The world is slowly opening back up. We're slowly starting to come back out. And be a little bit awkward because nobody knows how to act in the world anymore, because we've all been on lockdown. So everybody's a little bit gun shy. So this is the perfect time to come back into interactions and allow yourself to be awkward and funny and have some fun. and just start this new phase of your life. So coming into summer is in and around where all of this will come into full bloom. But you should be able to see that the aspects of this new, again, across all measures, across all aspects of your life, definitely in love, but also people coming in with new work situations, new opportunities to work with people that you really respect, doing what it is that you actually want to do. This is the year for you in 2021 to really to really hone in on what makes you attractive and what it is that you want to do in this lifetime, and be able to implement that in the world and do it successfully, so you're doing it full time. This is your year for doing that. So what makes you attractive? Your open heart, your receptiveness, your willingness to let people be who they are regardless of who they are in this world, whether they're good, bad, or indifferent. Everybody has good, bad, and indifferent in them, but you know what I mean. The ability to not want to change people. This is something that you had to learn. You didn't necessarily want to change people in the past, but you wanted them to be the best that they could be. Sometimes that got in the way of your relationships, but wanting people to be the best, but stepping up and knowing that they're going to reach the best to their ability in this lifetime is one of the greatest things. You're a great listener too. You also like to be very much involved in the conversation, because you want people to know that they're not alone, but you absolutely have the capability of really actually listening without filtering it through your own paradigm, your own version of reality, and letting people have their own version of the story. And this is absolutely rare and absolutely incredible. If more people, more agencies did this in the last couple of years, we wouldn't have had such maybe a huge meltdown in the last couple of years. But we're coming to that. We're getting to that. You have this naturally. This is something that you've worked on. So this is an incredibly, incredibly attractive trait. You also have the ability to turn things around and make things fun. Absolutely. You do have your down periods, absolutely, and we don't want to dismiss them, but you have the ability to make the sort of the singularly sort of seemingly boring, turning it into something really fun and whimsical. And because you've worked on yourself so much, that light energy is coming back. You can feel it. That childlike energy is coming back. Going to the bank, which could be an arduous chore for some people, you make really fun. And along the way, you make everybody your friend. You're very friendly. You're very open. And this is something that is really heightened in both yourself and within your community. You're going to be attracting these people coming into you. So go out there, your 100% sexy self, pile one. Again, in all aspects of your life, you have this beautiful, beautiful energy coming to you. For those of you who are already in relationships, again, it's heightening up to the next level, whatever that means to you. There are many different ways to express love, whether you believe in marriage or not, or whatever it is that you want to do. Buying a house. For some of you, it's definitely settling down roots, like going or moving to a place that you can really call home, whether you own it or not, or redecorating something, putting your stamp on something and saying, this is mine, this place is mine. For some of you, you'll be doing that. For some of you, it's about people coming in, people that are integrated into your life that you absolutely love on a personal level, on a vibrant level, but also being able to work with them, blending different aspects of your life, being able to work with them in a business, doing what it is that you love. But it is all there for you to shine like the lighthouse. And we want to be really clear. The lighthouse imagery is very specific, I'm being told, because the lighthouse doesn't move. That is a lot to move, right? It just stays and then puts out the light and then attracts in or shines in, allows in for the boats to come in, right, and to follow the light. So this is effortless for you. You don't spend too much time doing any of this. Allow your energy to go out, work with the universe, as we've suggested. I'm leveling up now, universe. What is for my highest good? Let's do this. You're not working on a basic level anymore. You're intermediate. You're ready to go at the next level, and just allow this energy to come to you. The planning, a certain amount of planning, don't go overboard with that. You don't need to. If your planning is moving from alignment to control, control, which you've done before, you no longer need to do. Pull yourself back, give yourself a break, go have a laugh, go have a walk. As long as you enter as much joy and love and light and just this free energy that is now in and around you into everything you do, everything will come back to you in the greatest of reflections and in the greatest of light to you. And all of these situations that are coming to you now, you actually want. Whereas in the past, it was like, oh God, really? You've got this. You've absolutely got this. Consciousness, beauty, and light. So go be you, go be your 100% sexy self. Enjoy your Valentine's Day or whenever it is. You click on this video, whether you're with somebody, whether you're having fun on your own, whether you're with friends, or whether you're just, just go have fun and laugh and do something unexpected. This is the energy that's going to pull in more of this energy for you. So we sincerely hope this resonated. Pile 1, if it did, feel free to give us a thumbs up and let us know in the comments below. And of course, hit that bell icon and subscribe to Unicorn Light Tarot, because we have so much going on. All the links are down below of all the offers that we have through our online school, or down below in Unicorn Light Tarot. Everything you need for extra support and moving this energy further, and whatever it is you want to do is down below. Let your intuition check in and see what they want to take part in. All right, my darlings, until we meet again, go be you, 100% sexy. Stay safe. Bye-bye. Okay, for all you pile tours out there, if you chose the turquoise, this is your pile. Do not forget, you can stare into the flame and release what no longer serves you. These sessions are always for healing and activation. Also, pull in some abundance and beauty, especially in this reading, because we have the magic oil there. So this is your heartbreaker reading. What makes you so attractive? We have a mixture of oracle and tarot cards here, but we're going to start. Well, it's on your perfect right now, because of course you are, but we are going to use the pendulum to get you a little extra information on this Valentine's Day. I don't like it when it goes all the way around. All right, let's see where you are. You are red hot. Pile 2, red hot. That is amazing. All right, so that is a little extra energy to integrate into your reading. Turquoise, red hot. Let's do this. We're just going to put it all out on the table. Number 8, promise of the future is your first oracle card. That is Ganesha speaking right to you there. Summon the rain, 35. 5 of discs. Again, what makes you so attractive? Life experience. Let go of belief systems that no longer work for you. An important life-changing event. Situation that leads to significant opportunities. Beautiful. And individuality. We've got the 11, or this is also soulmates too. Also with Archangel Metatron, if you work with this beautiful energy, this angel is coming in for you in pile 2. For you, pile 2, if you see 111 or 1111, this angel is trying to speak to you. So this leveling up, absolutely. Now there was this real energy in pile 1 about being ready to get out there. For you, there's an energy of a little bit of hesitancy. There's this sort of element of excitement behind you in pile 2, where you can sense things are changing and lifting, and we were saying too that the weather is changing. Some of you, no matter well, if you're in the Western Hemisphere or the Southern Hemisphere, but some of you have a ton of snow, depending on where you are, if you're in the Western Hemisphere. But here there's this sort of this angel promise of spring coming in, just these finite days that come in and suggest this knowing that we are changing and we are moving into sort of lighter weather, lighter circumstances. Now you have this integrated, you do understand this, but what makes you attractive is that in many ways you are a realist. Even though you do allow yourself to daydream, you are a realist. You like to deal with the facts, and you like to when people come to you and what should I do, you'll sit down, you do the pros and cons, you'll really go through these things, articulate what it is. And this is what you do too, when you're trying to figure things out. So you're very analytical in that way, and people absolutely love this about you. Now, that's a gorgeous trait. We want you to be able to use this trait to be able to lift yourself up, because you do sense, you absolutely do sense that there are greater times coming in. You've got the red hot pile too, come on. But you do sense that there are lighter times coming in. A lot of you have had some heavy days. A lot of us have, because of the global stuff that are going on. But that's, that famous quote that's going around the internet now. Not everybody's in the same storm, but not everybody's in the same boat. You had a lot going on personally, sort of professionally, I mean, on every level. And with that great empath ability that you have, you took on a lot of that global energy too. So you've really gone through this, summoning in the rain to come in for that complete cleansing. You definitely have that alchemy sense to you, which makes you incredibly attractive, because you really are able to take that base energy and turn it into something incredibly magical. You're more inclined to do that for other people before you do it for yourself. You're more likely to step into the role of caretaker, again, a little bit in a much different energy to pile one, even though they were caretakers before. But you'll actually go that extra mile and put everybody else before you. So what you've been doing is putting your energy first. Now, some of this is real talk, pal, too. Some of the reason why you put other people first is because, you didn't really want to go too far into it, because, there might have been a little bit of fear about like excavating sort of the shadow work and doing that. It's not that you don't think that you're capable of it. In fact, in many ways, all you're capable of is deep work. Everything you do, you give 110%. 150%. So you knew that you were going to do it. But there was this deep sadness, this deep grief, and there was this fear that if you really went in the middle of it, that you'll never be able to pull yourself out of it, for some of this, for some of you at least. And but this is something that you have been doing. So you've been working with this grief and this sadness sort of incrementally. But something has shifted recently where there's been a light. The sadness is shifting. Now it still comes up, and if it does, if you're at that point where it's still coming up a little bit, we're going to urge you to stay with it, and just let yourself ride yourself through it. Before, when the sadness and grief came up, you did allow it, but you also went a little deeper to pull it up more. There was more work to be done, more to be looked at. We want to urge you by saying there's nothing more for you to work on. So don't go down that rabbit hole. I've said that in many of these readings. So go down this rabbit hole of needing to go through all of the shadow work. But when the sadness and the grief comes up, we're just going to urge you to let it move through you and give some space to it without having to go any further down to access it. It's just coming up. And it's also, if you allow it to move through you, it actually will lead you to joy. So what makes you attractive is really makes you so attractive is this ability to be able to go through absolutely everything. And a lot of you have been through so much heartbreak and be able to come out of this. There's another quote that I want to come to. I don't know who said this, but it's a really beautiful quote. I have no idea, and I think it's like unknown. If you have heard it and you do know who said it, please feel free to put it in the comments below. But it's like, the quote is, you'll never know how much violence it took to become this gentle. And that's exactly who you are. Nobody will ever know how much violence it took for you to become this loving. The way in which you allow yourself to sort of envelop and do this work to the degree that most people would be frightened to. And even though you've been a little bit frightened, you've done this incrementally, you knew how to handle it. You knew the best way for you to do it. So yeah, I mean, your healing has been a process, absolutely. And for some of you, you may be feeling like, some people are way ahead of you in the healing process and at the stage of their lives where they're attracting this, that, and the other, and exactly where they want to be. And you may feel as though you're a little behind, but you had a hell of a lot to heal, not just past lives, but, bloodline, ancestors, and you're exactly where you need to be. Because we're saying that, everything that you've done so far has been incremental. But now that you're at this new level of this foundation, everything happens at lightning speed now. You may have noticed, most of you, if not all of you, probably have this feeling that time is moving so quickly now. Like, part of that is because of the situation that we're in globally. Certainly, I'm sure that has something to do with it. But also on an alchemy level, it is actually moving really, really quickly, because your sense of time, you're not honed in. Your energy is not honed in on the sense of time, which of course is linear, man-made. So it does move differently for you. So really this reading is for you to remind yourself that you are red hot. If you're at that stage where you're still at the releasing of the grief and sadness, we want to assure you that joy is at the other end of it. Don't get too far into it. Just allow it to come up. Please give some space for it, because this is something that will help anchor you in to the next stage. And the next stage that's coming in is complete clearing of the old and being able to move forward without a past. Now, this is something that you've not been able to do before. You've always moved forward with an element of your past coming up, just a little bit. Echoes, echoes, echoes. But as you move forward, the echoes have gotten less loud, less loud. But this is a movement forward with no echo from your past whatsoever. When you scream into your past, there will be no echoes back. So this is a brand new 5 of discs, 5 of pentacles. This is your brand new movement forward. You've come too far to go backwards, and you're at the stage where you're ready to walk off that cliff, but it's not a cliff. Once you put your foot down, you'll be able to see that the universe has been working with you all along, and it reveals a path. So part of you, for many of you, really working with your individuality, but specifically your uniqueness, not dumbing down your traits anymore to fit into the world. That's another reason why you've done things incrementally, because you've had to be really careful about situations that you put yourself into, because in the past you put yourself into situations where you've compromised certain aspects of your personality, and then you felt really lost about who you were. Then you had to go back and find those parts of yourself and put them back together again. You're no longer willing to do that anymore, and that's wonderful. We don't want you to do that, and you're not having to do that anymore. So, slowing down, allowing this incremental beauty, beautiful healing that you've got going on. So when you go out there, you track all the situations that will love your uniqueness and not want you to dumb it down in any way. In fact, you'll be sought after for your uniqueness and what you specifically bring to the pot. And you've got this like real beautiful level. This is also what makes you attractive. This beautiful sort of spicy but sweet kind of aspect to your personality. Like we said, you've got this real analytical side, but you've got this freedom kind of, okay, let's just do it kind of side too. And people love that balance about you. So you'll be sought out. And for other things too, even if you're in the spiritual realm and working with, you've got this very not cutthroat, but very specific way of speaking to people that's not lula or la-di-da or, foo-foo in any way. It's just like you get to the crux of the situation, but you still keep things fun and inviting and beautiful. And this is just a gorgeous sense of who you are. So these two aspects of your personality, which is fun and inviting, but also, all right, we got to get down to work now. We got to do this. Most of you do like lists. All right, we got to do this. You've got a strategy in place. You know how you're doing this. And bringing those two sides of your personality, you'll be sought out after for that, not just in love, but also with new opportunities coming in for work. Again, 2021, for at least pile 1 and 2, we have not done 3 yet, for at least pile 1 and 2, your the overarching arching situation for you is to do whatever it is that you love to do, and to do it well, and to be paid handsomely for it. So you're moving into that section of life, or whatever it is that you're doing, leveling up and going to the next stage if you've just started a business, or if you have a side business of what you do, or if you're happy in what you're doing, then bringing in another sense of modality, like for instance, if you're a nurse, bringing in sort of a psychic or cranial sacrum. I mean, all sorts of different ways. That's just a very specific thing that came into my mind. But pulling that into what you do, integrating that fully, and being able to, express that, but being able to integrate that into what you do and offer that as part of what you do. So you're either pulling in something brand new, doing what you want, taking something that you were doing part-time, but leveling up in some way, and making what you do a much bigger experience out in the world, but doing it very much on your own terms without having to hide that aspect of you or doing that stuff in your part-time on your own time. So this is something that you'll be doing in 2021, and leveling up and pulling that into the success rate of what you want to do. So really challenging yourself, not challenging yourself, but really leveling up in every aspect of your life. So when you look in every aspect of your life, you're not compromising anymore. So you're at the first, second, third stage of that, of moving that in. Not necessarily baby steps, but you're ready to take that step of making everything finite and doing everything on your own terms. You may have started a business, you may have, you're just started seeing someone, this is sort of the baby steps, the sort of the beginning of bringing that in. But this is, you're going to be bringing this into fruition and leveling up in such a beautiful way. And again, you've got, whoa, Ganesha, you've got the promise of the future. And here, you have the 8 on the side, the sign of the infinity. You cannot go wrong. This has been something that's been integrated into your soul. This is divine timing for you. And you absolutely have all the life experience to be able to move on. There's nothing that you need to learn. There's nothing more that you need to do. This is absolutely the timing. And that's why a lot of you are feeling a lot of this old stuff come up. But again, just let it come up and let it release. It's not holding on to you anymore, because it's releasing so you can move forward. You're at that stage where you know that you have to jump now. You just do. And it's, and for some of you, this is a red hot time. You are red hot, but this is a red hot time for you too. Sometimes in the past, you could have been a little bit worried about moving forward. And it's not that you didn't think that you had the skills. It's just you wondered about the energy in and around you. Did you have to compromise your individuality? Did you have to compromise your uniqueness? You don't have to dumb down or do any of that anymore. Again, this is divine timing. So for those of you who are like, you're feeling it, this is the encouragement. Keep going. You've absolutely got this. Remember, the 2 sides of your personality, that attractive, beautiful side, those sides of the analytical and moving things forward and having this protection as you move forward of just attracting what it is that you truly want and believing that you will only attract what you truly want. Some of you had this, I'm so open, I kind of attract everything. And in the past, you kind of did. But now you can really hone in and say to the universe, I'm only attracting what I want. I don't have time to deal with anything else. I've done all of this stuff. I've done all of this. I don't need to do it anymore. There's nothing more for me to learn from my past. I want to go out there and make my new situations out in the world. So just hang in there. It's absolutely happening. And for those of you who are already feeling that real like, I'm ready to jump, that red hot time is now to absolutely jump. Summoning in the rain, clearing out the past, whatever comes up for you, and standing in your own beauty and your own attitude. And again, the main thing for you to remember is, not to compromise on any circumstances, one way or another, anything. Anyone who wants you to do, anyone that wants to work with you or wants you to be in their life, they have to accept you 100%. You're not going to dumb yourself down anymore. And if you have a couple of almost, let it go. Wait for the right situation. Your intuition will tell you if you're already at that point where you're attracting the almost, but there's something that's just not clicking. You're like, this is a brilliant opportunity, but I'm just not as excited as I need to be. The real opportunity is coming in, but you're going to be attracting all of this stuff too. So have fun with the almost too. Have fun with all of this. Just have fun. If like we said, the sadness and the grief is piling out. Allow for that time to do that. You don't have to work through it. Just give yourself time if you can, if you have the opportunity to do that. But know this too shall pass. Nothing more for you to work on. It's a very exciting time for you. You're red hot. The time is red hot. What makes you attractive is everything that you are that makes you attractive. All you need to do is to remember not to compromise on that in any way, shape, or form. So this is your reading, pal 2. We sincerely hope that it resonated with you, and if it did, feel free to give us a thumbs up and let us know in the comments below. And of course, hit that bell icon and subscribe to Unicorn Light Tarot, because we would love to have you. And there are a myriad of different ways to work with this energy for free, through the channel or through the Unicorn School of Light. All the links are down below. Reading my book, whatever it is, there's so many different ways. We're just going to link them down below and leave it up to your intuition which way you want to go. All right, pile 2, go be your good, red, hot, beautiful self. Until we meet again, stay safe and sane. Bye-bye. Okay, my beautiful pile 3s, if you chose the tiger's eye, this is for you. And don't forget, we also have our beautiful healing candle. Go ahead and release what no longer serves you, or bring in love and abundance, whatever you want. We have the magic oil here. These sessions are always set up for activation, healing, and of course, some beautiful support, whatever it is that you need. So we are doing the Heartbreaker reading. We have a mixture of Oracle and Tarot here. What makes you so attractive? We shall find out. But first of all, we've got the Heartbreaker test here. It's starting off at you're perfect, of course, but we are gonna it's much better when it doesn't. There we go, round and round and round. Let's see where you are. You're perfect. It started there. Let's do another one for you. We already know you're perfect. Let's see what else we have for you. And you're perfect again. All right, pile 3, you got the double perfect there. Let's get right into your reading. So we have, these are supposed to be, all right, so we have relaxation, number 49 here. And this is Ganesha just hanging out under that new moon there. Relaxation, celebrate the growth and breakthroughs, number 7. And we've got the 9 of Cups. Beautiful. I love this card. It's absolutely gorgeous. Some call this the wish card. 5 of Summer. Trust that there is a reason for everything that happens. Remove yourself from the negative emotions of others, focusing on what frightens you or worries you. Okay, and then we've got Surrender here. So, heartbreak reading. What makes you so attractive, pile 3? Well, first of all, you're perfect. And we just want to remind you, with everything that you've been through, there is a time to replenish, and that is what you're going through. So there's different levels to this reading, reading where you are right now, and also what makes you attractive too, and what to expect. So there is, for just to get the leveling up and the foundation of the reading, there is definitely a time for you to release and surrender and to relax in to the next sort of vision or version of you. You are really moving from one reality to another, where you've let go of one reality of who you were in that reality, and you haven't quite moved in to the new reality just yet. And the new reality is forming in every moment. So we want to make sure that you are focusing on the 9 of Cups in the middle of your reading. Right bang in the middle of your reading is the wish card. So everything you want is available to you at this moment. And what makes you so attractive is this beauty, that you really do have these heights. Now, you don't always see it as a positive, but you have the spectrum of emotion. You can go really, really dark. You can go really, really light. Sometimes you can do it in 3 seconds flat. And this is something that's, for most of you, you've had a lot of ups and downs one way or another, and you've taken things very, very seriously when things have happened. You've been really, really great about, the ups, but the downs have really affected you too. Most people don't realize how much the downs have affected you in this way. You're very, very incredibly sensitive. Now, you've not always seen this as a trait to behold. You've not always seen this as something that, you either want to show off about, or that you've seen it as a positive trait. But we assure you that it is a positive trait. And whether you see it or not, but we feel as though you are coming into understanding that it is a positive trait. This is one of the things that makes you so attractive. And we'll tell you why. Because you're able to see, hear, and feel all aspects of the world, all aspects of everything that goes on in the world. And that's rare. People see through things from their own sort of like soapbox sometimes, but their own version of reality. Now, we all do, and we all have our own version of truth and this, that, and the other. We all filter information through our own processes. This is absolutely true. No one's going to say that that isn't true. But you also sort of filter everything from every other process too, from other processes, from everybody else in the room. You can walk into a room, you can filter out the way everything is, and then you filter out how each person is feeling through their own process. So you have this incredible gift, this incredible ability, again, that you've not always seen. And for some of you, being that sensitive, it's made it a little bit difficult for you to integrate in the world to the level that you've wanted to. This is something that you've had to retract from the world and try to figure out, or dumb it down in some way, or protect yourself in some way. This was not easy for you, and coming to terms with who you are, and coming to terms with the fact that this trait is only going to become more pronounced. It's not going to go away. For some of you, there was this feeling that, once you conquered it, you'll figure it out, and you'll be able to live with it, so you're less sensitive. If you've been able to do that, go you. But this was mainly about realizing that that's not exactly how it happens, and honoring your gift and honoring exactly how sensitive you are, and then having the strength to say to the world, you need to accommodate me, instead of you constantly accommodating everybody and everything to fit into the world. So we want you to celebrate the breakthroughs and the growth in the breakthroughs, because when you've had them, they've been amazing. When you've had them at the core, the deepest level of you. Again, the spectrum of the way in which you live, it's just, you have, again, the extreme ups, the extreme lows, everything in between. You really have this attractive quality to be able to live and see everything from everything different point of view, even though at some points in your life you felt as though your mind might explode from the ability of being able to do this. Now, this obviously makes you great creators, great people to be around, because the options and everything around you have a limitless world, right? Now, in the past, you didn't see the world as limitless because you had to protect yourself and shut down certain aspects of yourself in order to survive. Now, you've realized there's this beauty of coming into you. You've realized that, okay, my trait's not going away. I have to hone in on it. I have to accept exactly where I am with it. I have to accept who I am with it. And now I'm strong enough to be able to use it out in the world. But I'm not going to make compromises now. I do work differently to everybody else. And that's just the way it is. And now you're structuring your life around what it is that your needs are, versus putting your needs out there and, again, having to dumb yourself down in order to, pay your rent and do this, that, and the other. So you're like, all right, this is what I want to do, and I want it on my terms. I want to be able to do it this way. And by really embracing who it is that you are, and really embracing this beautiful gift that you've been given at its core level, you realize that you're perfect. We're not surprised that you got your perfect twice, because you are, because there was a part of you that didn't believe that you were perfect. There was a part of you that believed that you had something that made you not only imperfect, but made you sort of vulnerable in such a way that it was very difficult for you to live. But this vulnerability is what truly makes you strong. And this is something that you've had to realize. And it's been a long time coming for you to realize, and for you to actually truly understand that you can't give up your gift or learn how to work with your gift. What you've needed to do is to embrace your gift 100%, and then say to the world, this is what I'm doing now. So surrender all of that other stuff before, where you try to dumb yourself down, and allow yourself yourself to shine with the attractiveness that you have of being able to feel and see absolutely everything and live in that vulnerable space. And again, the Nine of Cups, this is your wish card. You can go in any direction. It also, in some traditions, it grants you a wish, that your deep-seated wish, whatever it is that you've always wanted, will come true. Now, this is coming up in the middle of all of this. So this indicates that something is coming to you that you've always wanted. Now, most of you, if not all of you, already know what this is. And if you're not completely sure what it is, check in with your intuition. You do know what it is. And you've also been making allowances for it. You've also been building the bridge or planting those seeds, whatever imagery comes to mind. You've been working steadily toward it. But there was a part of you that didn't know if you would ever truly achieve it in the way that you wanted because of your sensitivity. Right here in the middle, you've gotten your yes. You're absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, you are going to achieve this. And it's going to be much more glorious than you ever imagined. And it's going to be, I mean, look at this beautiful woman here. She's just standing here chilling out. She's like, she knows, she's got the cups behind her. She knows she's got this, right? She's not, she's not digging. She's not, she's letting the energy come to her, right? So this is what we're saying. For the greatest of ease, with the surrendering process and the relaxing into who you are and the honoring of your most attractive traits, which we've already been through, allowing this energy to come into fruition because you have been working on it one way or another. Now, you know what this is, Pile 3. You know what this is, and you've been steadily working toward it. But also the other message that we're getting here is that please go back. Your healing is very messy. That's why a lot of people don't want to do it. Honestly, personally, at a personal level, I get it, why people wouldn't want to do it. It's messy. It's not glamorous. It's not beautiful. It's ugly crying. It's like ugly crying times 1,000. It's watching your life fall apart at any given moment. It's really nasty. It's really messy. And there are little deaths in there where you genuinely die and then you have to sort of move forward with this new thing and then it happens again. So it's really, really messy. And your process has been even messier. Your process has been truly painful coming through this, but it's also been the most poignant and the most graceful and the most beautiful in a way. So when you look back on your life and on your healing journey to see where you are now, it's really, really important for you, Pile 3, and we sincerely hope that you do this, that you really honor your breakthroughs, because you can be very hard on yourself because you compare your breakthroughs to other people's breakthroughs and then you don't see that they are breakthroughs. But like, all of your breakthroughs, no matter how little or insignificant you see them to be, they have led you to this moment and they have been absolutely huge. So sometimes you wait to celebrate until, you've got the golden egg, until something's really achieved. We want you to go back and really celebrate every breakthrough that you've ever had, because every breakthrough that you've had has been remarkably significant for you with this vulnerability, with this gift that you have, which is incredible. Now, we also want to tell you that you've been living with the vulnerability of this gift for your entire life. Now, there's been a lot of ups and downs, as we've already talked about. We don't want to talk about that anymore, because here's what's coming in. What makes you so attractive is that now that you're at this point of the wish card right in the middle, you get to see what beauty and this gorgeous blanket of truth that you can cast out into the world, the glory of what your sensitivity can truly do. Now, you've really understood to a certain degree the beauty of your gift. It makes you more sensitive, obviously. You're more empathic around people. You're very intuitive. You can intuit not only people's feelings and their needs and their wants, but also when they're how do we say it? When they don't have the best intentions, before other people will get it, you'll understand it. It might be a little feeling in your stomach. You don't really know where it's coming from. And, everything they're telling you is completely different, but you feel it. There's this uncomfortability. You'll get it before everybody else does. Also, you'll be able to pick up on trends and things like that before other people. So it also means that you've been very much ahead of the times before other people. So, sometimes you have to let the world sort of catch up a little bit before you're known for what you do. But that's something that you had an inkling of before. But now this is going to become so much more pronounced, Pal 3, and it's going to be so exciting. You get to see the level of creativity, the depths of beauty and connection that you can have, which is so attractive, makes you so incredibly attractive, because you build these worlds and people want to be a part of them. And we don't want to say that there was a negative aspect and now you're out of the negative, you're in the positive, because there's a balance and integrating both of those sides. But you've been working on the part that was more painful for your gift. Now you're at this beautiful part where you get to see the gloriousness, the payoff, if you will, of this beautiful gift that makes you incredibly attractive. So please remember, you are about to hone in, or this the seed that you've been planting your entire life is coming into fruition one way or another. Please stay in the present moment. Please let everything that you need to sort of release into the past and let it stay there. Absolutely celebrate all the growth and breakthroughs for you, and allow the space and time for you to really meld into this really firm foundation, whereby you can cast this light out into the world and really see the power that you truly have. Your power before was based on sort of keeping yourself alive in survival mode and working through these intense gifts that you have. Now you get to see, with this core level of beauty, you get to see what beauty you can make in this world. It's truly exciting. And what makes you so attractive, it's like you're perfect. You're the perfect balance of this gift, and you get to see the other side of this gift, this gloriousness of this gift too. So allow yourself this time to move in, no matter what stage you're at, whether you're feeling this already or you're already pulling in the net, whether the first remnants or this beautiful thing you've always wanted, that you've been working on, is already coming into fruition, or you're at that level of looking back, celebrating the growth, allowing the space, allowing the releasing from the past, really building that foundation, and knowing that through vulnerability, you are going to stand in your own uniqueness and not dumb yourself down anymore. Remember, the past, the way in which you worked in the past, is not going to work for you anymore. You already know this. So if your soul tries to do things and sort of revert back, just gently nudge yourself, bring yourself back to the present moment, and remember this card. If you are, these are just suggestions. Always, with all of these readings, with everything, always listen to your intuition, absolutely. But if any of you are working with an altar and have an altar and you feel that you want to do this, you can take out any of your tarot decks, whichever one is speaking to you in the moment. If you have a couple of tarot decks, take out the 9 of Cups card. And you can put it on your altar for that extra energy of bringing in whatever you've been working on to fruition. And remember, say to the universe, always to the highest degree, the best for my soul, the best for the universe. And then the best results will come in without any complications. But you're not really moving in that direction anymore. This is a very grounding force with luck and intuition and all of these payoffs that are coming to you. Excellent time for you. Remember, you got your perfect twice. So, and that you're perfect. So that I just got a message for that too. So the reason why you got it twice is the 2 aspects of your personality, the vulnerability and the beauty of it, the intensity of it, the balancing of it. So both sides of your true sensitive gift are perfect, which makes you perfect exactly as you are. So that's what we have for you, Pal 3. We sincerely hope, so proud of you, amazing stuff. We sincerely hope that resonated, and if it did, feel free to give us a thumbs up and let us know in the comments below. And of course, hit that bell icon and come and be with us at Unicorn Light Tarot. Come and subscribe with us. We have plenty of ways of working with this energy. All of them will be listed down below, whether it's through the Unicorn Light channel, another reason to come join us, or through... we have the Unicorn School of Light, buying the book, whatever you want to do. Again, always listen to your intuition, see which way your intuition takes you, but all the links are down below if you need extra love and support. Until we meet again, go be you, you perfect person, perfect beauty times 2. Stay safe and sane, Pal 3. Bye-bye.